Hi, my name is Chris and I'm a web developer, and thank you for watching my video resume. Let's cut to the chase. You're probably looking for one of three links, all of which can be found in the description box below this video. The first link is going to be going to my website, codechris.com. That's where you can see a bunch of links for things related to me, more about me, as well as my written resume. Second, you're going to find a link to my GitHub profile. Now, if you're a recruiter, chances are likely that's one of your key buzzwords that you need to check off your list. The last link is going directly to my YouTube channel. During my off time when I'm not programming, what I like to do is make some of these YouTube videos that explain some of the questions that I had when I just entered the industry, as well as just some things I've learned along the way, and try to pass on some advice. I'm driven, motivated, and I love to learn new things. Of course, I'm sure all the applicants say that. Well, I can prove it. I'm actually a self-taught developer. I do have a bachelor's degree in computer animation, but not computer science. At the time of this video, my current skill set would include HTML, CSS, included in that was a compiler called Less, JavaScript, just normal JavaScript, aka vanilla JS, it might be one of the words you're also looking for, as well as jQuery, PHP, and WordPress development, as well as SQL, MySQL. Now, when it comes to Node.js, React Native, Android development, or the Internet of All Things, or general REST APIs, these are things that I have had limited exposure to professionally, but I would like to grow much more with it and would like the opportunity to improve and grow in that direction. I see those as the future. Now let's talk about my experience. One of the first questions you have on any resume is, what is your background like? Well, when you interview me, there's going to be three places you're going to want to ask about. That'll be Marlowe Animation, Continental Automotive, and Rhino Group. Marlowe Animation was my sole proprietorship. I did character animation and motion graphics work. I got to use some JavaScript and regular expressions within it to make things more fluid and look better, and do a little bit of scripting. But ultimately, a lot of what I can take away from it more comes from all my soft skills. This includes things like communicating with a team, working remotely with people from around the world, collaborating, and ultimately getting people who are not tech savvy to understand the limitations of what they're asking for and to fit things within their budget and to find out where compromise can be created. It was my own business, so I had to do all various aspects of it. So like I said, there was some coding involved, but not very much. That starts when I get to my next job over at Continental Automotive. At Continental Automotive, my role was a IoT software evaluation tech. IoT standing for interoperability testing. They knew that I had an interest in software and programming and found a way to introduce me into the role and implement some programming on my behalf to help speed up the company, specifically my particular group. The actual role that they needed me for didn't have programming, but we found a way to utilize my skill set to ultimately help the team. Our job was to manually test the software builds that were being utilized inside of the cars of our clients. This involved a lot of pass-fail, additional information that needed to be collected separately and then compiled all together into one gigantic sheet. When I arrived, they were using a broken tool that was created with Visual Basic. I had to learn Visual Basic on the job and ultimately was able to fix what was going on with their broken tool. And more importantly, because I was doing some of the testing, I knew what features we needed and was able to build on top of that system, saving the company hundreds of annual man hours that were being done for very repetitive tasks. Now it took just a few seconds to press a few buttons to do some of those tasks. I was very proud of that one particularly because it was an agile workflow, but it was limited to a very small team. Ultimately, I had to teach myself this language that I had never seen before. When I arrived, I didn't know the language and I was dealing with a lot of legacy code. I'm most proud of my time, particularly here, because my contribution was definitely the largest and saved the company the most money all in the long run. They ended up saving so much time because of me. I felt that I really had a chance to contribute something. Eventually, I would have to leave there. The reason being is that I wasn't hired specifically on to do coding full time. It was something that was implemented into my job as an additional perk, and I wanted to code full time. Which brings me to my next job over at Rhino Group. Rhino Group, we did web development. Specifically, a majority of the websites we built were with PHP, WordPress, and some legacy websites were built on ASP.NET. I didn't know those walking in, so I actually had to learn them on the job. And it didn't take very long, but eventually I caught on, and we went ahead and got things moving. We built a lot of websites, but the most important things that I took and grew from was when we were actually building our own custom themes. So what we did is we actually were able to reverse engineer a popular theme and use a lot of the hooks and functions and build on top of them so that we could use some of the graphic user interface tools that that particular theme had supplied us now with our new child theme. We were able to implement this in such a way that we were building on top of something that was already great and using what we could to reverse engineer and figure out how they did what they did and why they did it the way they did. Ultimately, what ended up happening is as our tools got better that we created, we needed to do less and less coding. Our graphic designers were actually able to do more of the work without requiring any of the actual development side of things, which is great. But ultimately, that would be the reason why I would have to leave the company, because I wasn't being challenged anymore. I wasn't growing anymore. My time there was starting to become a little bit static. And as a developer, I believe I need to keep growing, I need to keep being challenged and get new, additional, more challenging projects. So that's what I'm looking for in my next job. So what exactly am I looking for in a job? The options to have some time to work remotely is, I think, imperative for what I'm looking for in a position. By all means, not all the work has to be remote, but there definitely needs to be that opportunity and flexibility there. The more flexible the schedule, the better it is, because I can find the best time slots. And with my history of working remotely, it really isn't an issue as far as accountability goes. If you're looking for a candidate to just install WordPress, get your website up and running, install a few plugins, I'd be more interested in doing that for you as a one-off thing as opposed to working full-time. If you are a small company and are interested in my services for just getting a simple website up and running, I'd be more than happy to work with you. Please feel free to contact me. But for a company who's looking to hire me full-time, I'm looking for variety. Unique projects and challenges. It's not just the same task over and over with different words or a different client. I'm interested in creating things, developing things, problem solving, building something that there isn't something already for. If you are going to be using WordPress, I'm interested in customizing themes. I'm interested in internal tools. If there's certain internal things that look like repetitive tasks, I guarantee you there's a way to help automate it. And I can find out what that way is, and that's what I'm interested in doing. I'm looking for a company that's open to building new things. If you need someone to develop, problem solve, bug, and look into the future, then I'm your guy, and I can go ahead and bring value to your company full time. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched this much of the video so far, chances are you probably want to at least leave a comment, or you can feel free to contact me directly at my email, chris@codechris.com. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.